Fantastic cigar. You can absolutely tell the cigar was well thought out. Everything about it's fantastic, from the cold draw to the construction of the cigar, the burn of the cigar, and the flavor profile. I'm Ken Weinheimer. I'm the owner of Rocky Mountain Liquor. We're about to enter into the largest humidor in the state of Montana. At Rocky Mountain Liquor, we have the largest humidor in the state of Montana, of which Cattle Baron is one of our very big anchors inside the store. You can actually see here the Cattle Barons that we burn through. I mean, we go through a lot of them in here. In fact, you have brought another supply for us today to restock. Brian's always been a friend of all cigar lounges here in the state of Montana. Right now there's, you could say, 3 cigar companies in Montana. Primarily there's Brian with Cattle Baron Cigars, and then there's myself with Tatanka Cigars. Big Sky Cigars, we're here in Montana now. I think they're based primarily in Texas. So we're kind of the 3 Montana cigar companies. Here in Montana we have a very dry climate. Something very specific to the Cattle Baron cigar, and I believe I've told Brian this story. I believe it was 2 years ago. I was in Great Falls on a loader, and I was, smoking cigars, plowing snow. It's an 8 or 9 hour process from you to plow that particular area. And I had a handful of Cattle Baron cigars. Well, I thought I'd smoked them all. Earlier this spring, I had to take the loader. I had to move gravel, multiple semi-loads of gravel from one side to the other. There's a Cattle Baron cigar in there. Well, that thing's got to be close to 2 years old in there. And I looked at it, I'm like, it's set out in the environment, it's been out, it's 100 degrees outside, it was 20 below last winter. Completely forgot it'd been in there. Initially I thought, well, I'm probably just gonna throw it away because I know this isn't gonna be any good. It's gonna blow up on me the second I light it up. So I took the cigar, I cut it, I lit it, and that damn thing smoked just as perfect as this cigar I'm smoking is today. Absolutely blew me away. Even though we say you gotta have all these humidipacks and all this other stuff, it literally just sat in a little toolbox inside the tractor for
and it
was
2
fine?
Years.
And it was perfectly fine. My way of smoking a cigar is I'll pick it up and I'll feel the construction. How firm is a cigar? Do I feel any big stems or any big deformities in the cigar? And if I like what I'm seeing, I'll take the cigar, and of course you can cut the cap on it. And then before you even torch the cigar, you draw like you would normally be enjoying the cigar. You would just draw on the cigar, and that's called a cold draw. And you get to taste all the different flavors on your palate that to some degree you'll expect when you actually smoke the cigar. And when I say it has a great burn, I mean we've been sitting here maybe 3 minutes, and look at how easy that burn is. I've not touched the cigar up. That was just an initial torch off on the cigar. So when you draw on a cigar, you want to know how much air, how easy it is to bring air through the cigar. It goes to the construction of the cigar, how well it was rolled. You want to have a nice airflow coming through that cigar. So I just had you deliver, what, another 13 boxes here today? Yeah. We have a pretty diversified portfolio. We carry absolutely everything that Brian makes for the Cattle Baron. It all sells well. Little Doggies are a big seller. The Trail Bosses, we sell these by the boxes.
Oh, wow.
I don't think there's a bad cigar however you try it. Well, I think Brian's cigar right here, I think this pairs very, very well with Old Forester, Statesman specifically. And interestingly, I also like his with a rye. It's a very easy drawing cigar, very nice cigar. When you pair it with the rye's got a little bit of a bite to it. And it's like putting just a little bit of the right seasoning with the cigar, and it just gives it a little bit different flavor. I know the perfectionist that Brian is with everything that he does, right? Well, I first had Reminisce Angus ranch beef. Brian hosted an event where he brought in some steaks, and I don't know what kind of magic and patience it took to make that cut of beef. I've never had anything better, and that's the damn truth. Marbling that he has in his steaks, if you didn't, it looks straight up like Wagyu. I mean, it's super tender. The taste is out of this world. I just can't wait till he's in more restaurants than he's in. I know Brian is all over the place with his beef. I know that everybody that tastes it falls in love with it. I know that he's got a lot of accounts he's building up, but it's if you haven't tried it yet, you need to try it. Absolutely out of this world. So at least 6 or 7 days out of the week, if not 7 days out of the week. It just every night at dinner, it's hamburger, it's some kind of cut of steak. Other than salt and pepper, truly that's all you need for a steak, and very sparingly at that. So and in fact, I have never marinated anything. Right? Probably kneecap meat if I ever did. So, and we have here the Reminisce Angus Ranch jerky line, beef jerky line, that was just introduced to us here approximately 2 months ago. So it's actually been selling off the shelf. I believe this is our 3rd order in 2 months already. You can actually see how full we try to keep this year. We just got our last order, I believe, last week. The reviews have been amazing. With what's been offered to us, has been really an easy sell for us in here. Well, there's no preservatives in it. I mean, you couldn't have a more healthy beef jerky if you tried. Again, this is part of the Reminisce Angus Ranch beef line, and something that was well thought out and well produced. And again, it's not your normal beef jerky. This isn't the beef jerky that you're going to have, that you're going to take a bite out of and leave in your truck for a week. It's literally almost like a steak. You have to seal it back up, and it'll end up going in your refrigerator to try a little bit later. So 100% I am.
So
in fact, when I leave here, I'm taking the jalapeno. So I also love the barbecue, but the jalapeno, that little dip right there you see was when I was in here yesterday. I took that for my road trip home. So it is an extremely tender, extremely well flavored beef jerky. It is truly like the filet mignon of beef jerky. It is that tender. There is no such thing as a bad Reminisce Angus Ranch product. So.